Our first guest of honor, Dr. Soujanya Pudi, Professor and Head at NSHM Center for Language and Communication. Well, thank you. Dr. Puri has 24 years of experience in teaching, training, and consulting. She is a certified career coach and trainer with proven expertise in leveraging technology for effective classroom transaction of content, curriculum, and classroom management for the academia and industry. She is also a corporate trainer with experience in conducting corporate training master classes, workshops, and case studies in the said areas. I may call upon Professor Dr. Soujanya Puri, and to felicitate her, I call upon Ms. Neelam Verma. Please put your hands together for them. I may now request Dr. Puri to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Shircha, for that introduction. Thank you, Kyoto, for making this happen again in Kolkata. It gives me great privilege to be before an august audience here today and be part of such a beautiful endeavor which continues year on year. Because I strongly feel that initiatives like this would go far ahead to make a difference to the youth of today. When we look at language and communication, we all understand as the lifeline of Kyoto, beautifully presented in the presentation. Yes, communication and language are the lifeline for every individual and every organization. And with effective communication, I guess we would be able to solve the maladies of the world. Be it family, be it in your professional setup, be it in the society. I guess the key to all of that is communication. And how can communication happen without effective language learning and practice? Well, in a generation where we are looking at the students and the youngsters being exposed to a lot of technology and initiatives and innovation, one important area which takes a back seat is language learning. I think everyone feels that, well, I'm effective in whichever language it is. Maybe it can be the vernacular language or it could be the English language. But then when the students start facing interviews, when they start sitting for placements, and maybe when you start recruiting them, you understand to a large extent that they lack content. When I talk about content, well, the Instagrams and the social media has made it so easy for them to get ready-made content which is available and which is basically in shots. So detailed information is lacking. So I guess initiatives like this which would promote students and youngsters to read a lot of these and listen to these audiobooks makes it very important. Well, we're talking about one set of youngsters who are not so much into books or would prefer listening to books. But we have another set of youngsters who have a lot of angst, who would like to communicate a lot. may not be speaking, but they would love to chronicle. They would love to write. They're the introverts and the extroverts. Well, the extroverts would love to express. Given a chance, maybe it could be an Insta Reels, or it could be in their threads or in their various other media. They would love to put up their words and their thoughts. But there's another set of people who look at platforms and wherein they can express through their writings. Well, I think at 2024, as we stand today, there are a lot more of youngsters. If you look at the list of authors when you go to the Ukyoto site or any other place who are taking to writing. So what they lacked till a while before, I guess even in my student times, there were not enough publishers who were ready to publish your work. You had few names, and they would only look at people who had enough content which would be actually catering to the academia per se. So creativity was limited to few publishers and few authors. I guess initiatives like this have made it available to quite a lot of youngsters who have the aptitude and the attitude towards expressing their knowledge, chronicling it, be it any field. The other day I had a student who said that, ma'am, we would like to come up with a competition of poetry writing, but I'm a very good poet. I said, yes. So I sifted through the collection of his poems which he had right from his school days. Quite a good work. So we went ahead and said, come on guys, whoever's interested, please send us your poetry, the theme being love and peace. And so you had a whole host of them writing them. And then this, if it is published, imagine the kind of confidence a child gets. Imagine the confidence which a student gets. Forget about the perks which come with it. So now we do encourage youngsters to go ahead, because that's going to be one signature introduction for a student, because it certainly emphasizes on the fact you have both the content and the language. Kudos to Arjun and his team and Ukyoto for putting forth with this beautiful entourage of people together, promoting culture, promoting language, promoting books, and just not about one genre, but in all the languages. So it's been a great privilege for us at the NSHM Center for Language and Communication to be associated with such a beautiful venture. And we look forward to having you again in the month of February at our conference as well, where we are looking at the theme, extensive reading for improving communicative competence, because I think the buzzword now is we've spoken a lot about listening, reading, and writing. I think it's time for us to encourage youngsters to unearth all those authors who are not being able to see light, and also come up and read about various themes, because that would make them finer human beings. Well, this part of India is certainly very fortunate, because this is something where you have regularly Boy Melas and people, encouraging the academic and literature. But then I guess Ukyoto has not, limited itself here, and it's far and wide, and I'm sure this would really benefit the youth of today and make a difference, because the best thing which we could encourage our students, because the COVID has actually taught us, the pandemic, your life is very precious, we understand that, but it's neither riches, nor your property or anything, but it's the knowledge which no one can take away from you. And that definitely comes from books, and that comes from a lot of learnings around, but I think it specifically comes from the kind of books you read and listen. And I'm sure the next 2 days would be a very great journey for all of us to understand and unearth so many of our untapped potential which is there in the people around. Thank you so much.